Now, just a quick note, if I have lipstick on my teeth for any portion of this video, I do apologise. Beauty standards are difficult in the world, so, you know, enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back, or welcome. I am Book Lover Lorna. Happy Halloween. We finally got to Halloween. The year can only get better from this point onwards, really. Or can it? Who knows? Who knows about 2020, really. Now today I have a wrap up for you. So all of the books that I have read in October, and let's just start out with It's Mad. By the end of today, I will have read 10 books this month. 10 books! 10 books! I can hear your gasps. Like, how have I managed to read 10 books this month? It's mad. I've had 1 week of lockdown in this month, so off work, and then the other 3 weeks I was at work. So this is crazy, crazy times. So this month I have read 7 physical books and 3 Kindle books, which I obviously don't have to show you. So in my stack I have like a book turned around just to remind me that I read a Kindle book at that point. So I'm going to refer to my phone to remind me of what I read. Let's open the cheeky Goodreads, shall we? Also, I have a feeling the lighting in this video is going to be all over the shop because the sun today keeps going in and out and in and out and shake it all about. It's because it's Halloween, spooky season, isn't it? Spooky weather. To be fair, multiple times this morning I've thought that someone was knocking my door, and I've gone down there and it's literally just the wind making my knocker knock on the door. So my neighbour's obviously like, why does she keep going answering her door and there's no one there? And I opened the door at one point and the wind was like whoosh, whoosh. So, you know, yeah, the weather's not very good. Right, so I'm going to go in order of when I finish them. So we're starting at the beginning of the month. Now the first book in the month that I read was Stories of Hope by Heather Morris. If you want to check out my review for this one, I will put a link either down below in the description box or on the screen just now. Now the second book that I finished was Christmas at the Fireside Cabins by Jenny Hale, which was such a good Christmas book. Like, I'm going to have to get into Jenny Hale books now because I'd never even heard of her before. And I got it, I think it was a NetGalley book. Absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars. It actually made me feel Christmassy, even though Halloween hadn't happened yet, which was, you know, slightly problematic because now I've been buying loads of Christmas books that I can't all read in December. But anyway, that's an entirely different problem that we're going to have. So Christmas at the Fireside Cabins is about a group of friends who go to some literally some cabins. I think they're called fireside cabins. In the woods. They, you know, travel out of town, and what they find when they get there is not at all what they had seen in the pictures online, essentially. It's some very rundown cabins owned by this lady who lives on her own, and she just can't maintain the cabins anymore. And it's essentially about what happens while they're there, the people that they meet. There's, you know, obviously a bit of Christmas romance in there. It is literally, I say this all the time, but this really is a heartwarming one. Like, it is so lovely. It's literally a perfect Christmas read, so I really, really recommend that one. That's Christmas at the Fireside Cabins by Jenny Hale. Now, the next book that I read in October was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, which is the prequel to the Hunger Games series. Now, I was supposed to read this during the first lockdown. That is when this book came out. I did see some negative things before I read it, and I was a bit apprehensive. I think I agree with those people. Didn't really rate this at all. I think I saw someone say that Snow is just not a likeable character, which is the point of it. President Snow, or I can't even say his name, Coriolanus or something, I don't know. When he was a child, you know, his story and everything. And he's still not likeable as a child or as a teenager. This was just, it was hard to read. But I think I have said in another video, what I found happened is that the first time I ever read the Hunger Games books, I didn't really like them. And I only know this because when I went onto Goodreads this year, I'd rated them really low. Now, when I went back to reread them this year, I enjoyed them an awful lot more. So it might be that if I went to reread this in like a year or so's time, I'd actually really enjoy it. But in all honesty, I don't want to reread it. So yeah, I gave that 3 stars. Now, the next book I read was The Seaside Detective Agency by J.C. Williams. I had to check then. Now, this was a free Prime Kindle book. It called it on Amazon like the funniest mystery you'll read this year. And it was a bit too silly for me. It was just like pure silly, and it was too silly for me, to be quite honest with you. I was just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. When something stupid happened. It was very not believable. I thought I was really going to like it. Amazon kind of, you know, put on the right taglines for me and everything, and it all failed. So I gave that one, again, 3 stars. I probably, actually, on revision thinking about it now, should have given it 2 stars, but, you know, I hate to give books 2 stars because I think if you've got something negative to say, don't say anything at all. So I gave it 3 stars because of that. Now, the 5th book that I read this year, and I did give 5 stars to, is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Gosh, my mind went blank then. Now, I've said in another video, I bought this purely because it's a pretty book, it is beautiful, and I've never read Agatha Christie. Now, I like Agatha Christie, so her books are going on my Christmas list this year. Absolutely loved this. I've seen the film before, the remake, that was like 2017, something like that. Really enjoyed that, but I enjoyed the book even more. I'm not sure if I enjoyed the book quite so much because I could, like, you know, picture a lot of it because I'd seen the film, but that was a gem. I liked it, so it gets 5 stars from me. Now, we get into a bit of a pattern here, and we're in a run of 5-star books. The next book I read, I think this is the 6th book of the month, is The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. Now, I only picked this up because I saw it in Waterstones and I liked the cover, and the title, The Love Square, just really intrigued me. I was like, oh, this sounds, you know, interesting. A bit of drama, a bit of love drama. So I picked this up, not realising that it is the same author as Our Stop, which I have not read, but I've seen loads of other people read and like rave about. So I should have realised that this was going to be really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I probably, because the girl on the cover has got ginger hair like me, and she does in the book as well. I'm sure Penny has ginger hair. So, you know, it was just destined to be that I would love this book, wasn't it? Now, the next book that I read this month was Christmas for Beginners by Sarah Morgan, and that again was a NetGalley book. That book has actually just come out this week, and again, 5 stars! 5 stars! I massively recommend it. So that's 2 Christmas books to go on your TBR for December. Christmas for Beginners was the first Karen Matthews book that I read and thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I need to get my hands on more Karen Matthews books, more of her Christmas books. I'm sure I've got one on my bookshelf behind me, like down there, but I just haven't read it because there's never enough time to read all the books that I want to read. So yeah, I think that was the 7th book that I read this month, and again, a 5-star read. The next book that I read this month was also a 5-star read. We had a good run. This month was a good month. 10 books and lots of 5-star reads. So the next one I read, a Holly Martin book. It's kind of a given at this point that I'm going to rate a Holly Martin book highly. This is Spring at Blueberry Bay, the first in the Hope Island series. I'm going to read the next 2 in the series maybe November, maybe. That's what I'm hoping to do anyway, but there's also a list of like 20 other books that I want to read next month. And I know 10 is a really good month for me, this is rare, but I don't think I can do 20. Just putting it out there. So this was another super lovely book, a lot of romance, a bit of drama. I just love the way that Holly Martin writes, to be quite honest with you, and again, her books, you know, going on my Christmas list because I love her. If I could just like read Holly Martin's writing for like forever, that is one of the things that I would do. I'd happily do that. If she could just like write me a book every week. I mean, I'm not an author, but that's quite a task to have. But if she could do that, you know, I would just sit and read her books every week. I'd love it. I love it. I love her. Now, the 9th book that I read this year is the long-awaited The Book of Two Ways by Jodie Peacock. Now, I will have a review coming of this very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. This one, should I tell you my rating or no? You can go and watch my review video if you want to know what I thought of this bad boy. The last book that I am still actually reading this month, but I promise to you all that I will finish by the end of the day, is Escape to the French Farmhouse by Jo Thomas. This book messes up all of the lighting, honestly. Is that better? Get rid of too much paleness? I don't know. This so far is, I think these are the only adjectives that I know to describe books. It's a lovely read. We could have predicted I was going to say that, couldn't we? Now, I have got 100 pages left in this. It's lovely. It's about a woman named Dell. She moves to Provence in France with her husband Ollie, and they're going back to England because it's just not right for them. And as Ollie and Dell are about to go away in the truck to the ferry, she's like, no, this is not right for me. I want to stay. It's the marriage that's not right for me. Not the one. Yeah. So she stays in Provence and kind of has to figure out what she's going to do. She's got no furniture. She's got almost no money, and she has to like get up on her own 2 feet. It's a lovely story. There are some lovely characters in this. I do think there's one thing that I actually dislike about it, and it is a very quick reader. So, I mean, in an hour I can read like 60, 70 pages of this, which is quite quick for me. It's not, maybe it's the way it's written, I don't know. It's fairly good size, not too many words on a page. So, you know, the 330 odd pages goes pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe like a 4 or a 5 star, not sure yet, but I must be feeling really generous this month if I'm giving out so many 5 stars. Like, who am I? Who am I? Honestly, I just don't get it. So yeah, those are the 10 books that I read this month. That is such a good reading month for me. I don't even know if in the first lockdown I read like 10 books in a month. I probably did. But I found that because I'm kind of reading a few Kindle books at the moment, just so that I can read them on my phone when I'm out and about and everything, I do rattle through those fairly quickly. They're just kind of click, 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 you know, you just keep going to the next page. So that does help, you know, with getting through more books. Now, let me know in the comment section down below if you're planning to read any of these books or if you've read any, particularly those Christmas books. Are you going to pick them up? Because I highly recommend it. Both 5 stars. Loved them both. I mean, maybe it's just because I love Christmas, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think that everyone will love them, which is a big statement, isn't it? It's a very big statement. Now, that is the end of my wrap-up video for October. I guess I'll see you all next month. Thank you for watching. Bye!